Hi, today we're going to be looking at the ELAN GT6. If you want any information about this boat, just put it down. I'll put it down in the comments below. Send me an email. Let's get started. This boat was nominated for the European Yacht of the Year in 2021. It won the British Yachting Awards in 2022. It's very unique styling compared to that other range. If you don't know anything about ELAN, they have a comfort range, a cruising range and a sport range. And this is the comfort, and it is really, really comfortable. Huge aft transom, bathing platform. It's really, really nice, spacious. You've probably got about 2.5 square meters, and as you can see underneath there is space for a deflated tender, or you can put a life raft and some extra bits and pieces, and a really nice handy step to then be able to get up into the cockpit. One of the things we like about the GT6 is the styling. The really nice rounded corners. It's not just a square block that's been slapped on there, and obviously you can have some really nice LED underlighting underneath. Hidden under here, which is an optional extra, you've got a really nice grill for all those evenings cookings while your friends are in the cockpit relaxing with a gin and tonic or a nice cold beer. And over on the other side, obviously these are options. You can just have seats if you wish, but if it was my money, this is where it would be going. And on the other side, a nice cool box to keep all your beers and everything else. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. On gas struts, this is nice and easy. Coming up into the cockpit, you'll see that you have a clear walkway all the way through, leaving loads of space. Your guests don't have to get in the way of the lines, or if you're helming the ship, you know, you have easy access. On this particular model, they have the drop down leaves on the table, so you can turn that into a really nice comfortable sun lounge. And when you have your guests, you're anchored up, moored up by a beach somewhere, both these leaves come out, so you have a huge entertaining area, and I reckon you could get at least 10 people in this cockpit, have a lovely party, be really nice, or just the kids, you know. Dual helm, composite helms, which are really nice, been lovely stylized. They're both on pedestals, which you know is a preference for me for sailing. And on each one you have a B&G chart plotter, B&G repeater, you have your bow thruster, autopilot, and down on the starboard side is your Yamaha engine control system, start, stop and throttle. Ease of sailing is one of ELAN's signatures. All the lines from the mast, obviously there's no mast here because we're indoors, but everything runs underneath the deck. It's a happy time here at the show, as you can hear. Everything runs under the deck to the clutches and back to the winches. These are Harken self-tailors. Electric, obviously, so you can once again keep all the lines out of your entertaining space, giving you two really nice spaces. Nice rope locker, line locker here, and you have USB chargers and extra connections. Sorry. No, you're fine. Everyone's having fun. And repeated over on the port side, you have a B&G chart plotter. If you want to have your autopilot and so on put on this side, you can. They're very adaptable, you know, it's just an extra B&G repeater. And once again, you know, your electric winches, Harken 50, I think, if I'm right, that's a Harken 60, which I'm right. Shore power is on the port side over here. They're all self-draining lockers. And there's a little back behind here which I didn't show. You have a little pull-out shower that you can use on the transom. Either side, aft, you have these really nice seats. Just gives you somewhere else. What I'm going to do is give you a nice pano of this cockpit, give you an idea of how big and spacious it is. Take you up on deck and you can see how much space you have on the aft deck. And as we go through, because the lines all run underneath the deck, won't lift them all out, but you have these inspection hatches. Anywhere where the line might snag or chafe, if there's an issue, you can lift these hatches and sort all that. You have another one here, obviously diesel, water, another one here, and so forth, and forward for this corner, and obviously your lines would then go into your mast that would be there. No self-tacking jib, so you have tracks, which is brilliant. No slappy thing on a rail going backwards and forwards. And then onto this enormous flush deck, voluminous flush deck, absolutely flush hatches. I'll go forward, we'll turn around in a minute. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get these open. Carbon bowsprit, and there you have your inbuilt furler system. There's your windlass, chain locker, and there's a crash bulkhead, you know, sealed bulkhead there, and your electric foot controls for your winch, and an extra water tank forward. Just close that down. And carbon bowsprit is absolutely beautiful. Obviously you can have a code 0, spinnaker, you know, whatever's your choice. It's your boat. And then into this locker here, if we can get it open. Here we go. Up we are on self struts. Huge sail locker, somewhere for your lines, and there's a nice easy ladder to get down into it. You can't, but I can. You can smell it's a brand new boat just out of the factory. All along the boat, either side, you have pull-up cleats, which is really nice. When you're sailing, they can be popped down. There's nothing that's going to catch onto your sails or for anybody to trip over. I'll give you a look back, show you how big and wide this deck is. It is absolutely immense. Have a hatch here for your forward cabin, and you'll see what these are for as we go inside. We'll just have a quick walk down the port side. There aren't many grab handles. You know, if you're sailing the Med, it's not massively important. Quite like the styling and the change of materials as you come over the coach roof. It's very pretty. Very pretty. We'll just come back down into the cockpit. You have access to mechanical spaces here. And if I have already mentioned it, I apologise. Access to that aft locker, dinghy garage, whatever you want to call it. Coming forward, your washboards tuck away nicely, which is always a bonus. You know, you don't have to stick them away in the cupboard. And I just love the interior of this boat. It's very light, very fresh. I'll just step back here, give you a nice shot all the way round, so you get to see how much space you have. Right, we're going to start aft. Just to my side on the starboard, you have a heads electric flush toilet. I think the manual is of standard. These little things you'll find everywhere for the lights. Nice little cupboards when you work out how the catch works. You know, it's all very stylised. It's quite a lot of room. I'll show you the headroom in a minute. And you have a separate shower with a seat in it. I'm just going to turn you around. Once again, I'm 5'8", and it's a friend of mine was coming round the boat with me yesterday. He's 6'2", 6'3", had plenty of headroom, so that gives you an idea of the space in this boat. I'm going to flip you around again. Close this door. The aft starboard cabin, you have a really nice double. Storage underneath. This boat's fitted out with switchable aircon or heating. There are plenty of plugs and USB charging points everywhere. Over here, obviously, you have access to your mechanical spaces, and down behind the door, there's a little opening hatch here. Nice little port light, almost at water level there. And a locker here, and an opening hatch above your head, and there's an option for this to be a port light too, but this one's blacked out. We'll quickly go round to the port side because people are waiting to go on. Once again, it's repeated in this cabin. Very nice large double bed. Have a nice little couch here. 2 hanging cupboards. Once again, plugs, USB charges, ventilation. There's loads of light in these cabins, loads of space, and the same amount of hatches. Above the sofa, which I think is quite nice, you have a nice leather finish. For this owner, it's a soft leather, like a suede. Very light, very comfortable. Have these lovely port light windows on either side, and then these huge windows up here, letting in all that extra light. And there are hatches everywhere on this boat. I know this isn't popular with everybody. I quite like it. Before we get into the galley and have that argument, galley forward, inline galley, just let you see that, you know, there are fiddles and handholds in this boat. Not as many as I'd like, but if you're sailing around the Med, it's not a big problem. Over on the starboard side, you have a lovely little chart table with your B&G, you know, your VHF, Fusion stereo, all that sort of stuff, and your control panel, which is nice. These little touch buttons are fantastic. And this table, they've asked me not to flip it, but the whole thing flips down to extend it to make it into another chair, which is really nice indeed. Television, pop up out of here. Right, on the starboard side you have a dual stainless steel sink. People criticise some of the custom boats and some of the production boats out there. Their woodwork and joinery is a bit shocking, but I actually think ELAN have done quite a nice job on this boat. You've got lots of places to put things, lots of places to hold, and it's actually a nice surprise. They've put a lot of effort in. You have cupboards underneath. Now I'm not supposed to open them all, they have asked, but I know you guys want to see. There is storage and access to bilges down underneath the floor. You have a freezer here and a fridge, large 100-litre fridge there. Obviously more cupboards and drawers, and a 3 gimbaled stove. This is quite nice for all your glasses. Very nice little cabinet. And over here there's a unit that goes up and down on electrics. Won't do it because once again they've asked, it's demonstration only. You can have a coffee machine in there or a microwave, whatever's your fancy. People want to You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 overhead cupboards. And then coming into the master suite, I'll give you a beautiful look. Queen size bed, semi-island, storage underneath the bed. I'm going to have to speed this up because there's quite a big queue now. And you have these lovely port lights either side. 6 overhead lockers, plus all this storage up here. A large opening hatch, and those 2 hatches you saw up on top are for the owner's shower and toilet. It's separate shower, loads of space. Hello everybody. Ventilation, close that, and then you have 2 hanging lockers here. This boat's a surprise. I really like ELAN. I would take them over some of the other production models on the market, and they really do care in what they do. There are loads of options to be able to semi-custom this boat. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up. Drop us a comment below. See you on the next one.